So this is the third video on Euler's method. To watch the previous two videos, please do well to look at the comment section of this video and you'll find a link to those two amazing solutions. Now, in this video, this question says, use the Euler's method with h equals 0.1 to approximate y of 0.2 when the y dx equals log x plus y and y of 0 equals 0.2. So in the previous video, I explained that y of 0 simply means y of x naught, which is equal to y naught. And if you compare these two equations, this simply implies that my y naught is equal to 2. Y naught equals 2 and my x naught, okay, x naught is equal to 0. X naught equals 0. Now, having established this, I also explained that my function f of x n y n is simply equal to my derivative dy dx, and that's equal to log x plus y. Okay, having established this, in the question we were given the step size h. So our step size h is given simply as 0.1, and we were told to approximate y of 0.8. So this simply means find it, sorry, y of 0.2. So find the approximate value when x is actually what? 0.2. Find the approximate value of y when x is 0.2. That's what it means. Now, I said there are two distinct equations you're going to be using on the Euler's method, or for the Euler's method. The first equation is the successive values of x equation, which entails xn plus 1 is equal to xn plus h, where h is the step size. And for y, we have yn plus 1 equals yn plus h multiplied by the value of the function at n and yn and xn. So we have this. Now, we were given our step size, okay? We'll be given our step size. So what we need to do now is we'll make a table. So these are the n values, okay? These are x values. So when n is 0, these are xn and these are yn. When n is 0, it means our xn becomes x0. What's x0? x0 was given in the question. x0 was given simply as 0. So our x0 is 0 and our y0 also has a value from the question. Y0 is simply 2. Sorry, yeah, 2. Y0 is simply 2. So y0 is simply 2. Now, our next task is to find x1. That is when n is equal to 1. So when n is equal to 1, xn becomes x1. What is now x1? Again, we need to find y1. Also, what is y1? So we simply employ this equation. This equation says xn plus 1. So to get 1, it means we have to start from the previous values of x. That means when n is equal to 0, plug that into this equation. In place of xn plus 1, if n is 0, it becomes x0 plus 1. That gives us our first value of x. So we'll have that to be x1 equals xn, which is x0 plus the step size h. So our x1 value becomes x0. We have x0 to be 0 from the question, 0 plus h. And our step size from the question was given to us as 0.1. So 0.1. This simply implies that our first value of x is 0.1. So x1 is simply 0.1. So we need to do this until we achieve x to be equal to 0.2. Then we stop. The value of y that we obtain at that point becomes our approximate value. It's as simple as that. Now, to get y1, we also use the same equation. This means now that we are going to be considering when n is equal to 0. So yn plus 1 becomes y0 plus 1, which gives us y1. So y1 equals yn becomes y0 plus h of the function. Xn becomes x0 y0. It's as simple as this. So which means we need to first of all find the function, find the value of the function at xn yn, or at x0 y0. So we find f of x0 y0. This means find the value of the function, and the function itself is log x plus y. So this is actually log. X now becomes x0 plus y0. It's as simple as this. So f of x0 is 0, y0 is 2. So f of 0, 2 equals log x naught is 0 plus y naught is 2. So this actually gives us what? Log 2. So this implies that the value of the function at 0 and 2 is going to be equal to, let's now find the value of log 2. So log 2 gives us approximately 0.3010. So we have this for the function. So we simply now plug into the equation to find the value of the value of y2. Okay, so to find the value of y1, I mean to say, so y1 is equal to y naught. Y naught give us 2, so you have 2 plus h, and h is 0.1 multiplied by f of x naught y naught, which gave us 0.3010. So I'll simply evaluate everything together. So this simply gives us 2.0301. So our y1 is 2.0301. Next, we find the value of x when n is equal to 2. When n is 2, x becomes x2. What then is the value of x2? We still come back from here. Now, instead of x1, this is now x2. And this is going to be equal to, instead of x0 here, this becomes x1. So we recall now from the previous values, plus h. The step size remains constant, it doesn't change. So x2 is equal to x1, which is 0.1. 0.1 plus the step size is 0.1. This implies that my x2 is equal to 0.2. So I have x2 to be 0.2. Now, since x2 correlates with our value to which we are approximating, 0.2, x here is 0.2, x2 is 0.2, it means the value of y at this x2 equals 0.2 becomes the approximate value for that given derivative. So that's where we stop our approximation. Okay, so we fall back here now. Now we are looking for y2. So in place of y1, this is now y2, and in place of y0, this is now y1. So in place of x0, this is now x1, and this is y1. So this means we're now evaluating the function at 0.1 and 0.1, x1, y1. So this is now going to be log x1 plus y1. Okay. So this becomes f of x1. We have the value of x1 to be 0.1. So f of 0.1, comma, y1 gave us 2.0301. 2.0301. And this is going to be log x1, which is 0.1, plus 2.0301. So this implies that the given function 0.1, 2.0301 is going to now be equal to, so I will simply evaluate everything together. So this gives me 0.3284. Okay, so always take to 4 decimal place. Now if we have this, then it means we can now find our y2, sorry. So y2 is now going to be, we said y1, and y1 is 2.0304. 2.0301, please. What's wrong with me? 2.0301 plus h is 0.1 multiplied by this function, and the value of the function gave us here 0.3284. So this simply implies my y2 is equal to, so I will simply evaluate everything together. So y2 simply gives me approximately 2.0629. So this becomes my final answer. y2 equals 2.0629. So that becomes the value of the function y when x is 0.02. That's the approximate value. Alright guys, so that's how to employ the Euler's method. Please do well to look at the comment section of this video. You'll find amazing links to previous 2 videos that have been done already. In the next video, I'm going to be seeing you with more tedious examples of the Euler's method.